February the 1st, 2025, guys. We're in the month 2 of this new year, and some people have called it a golden age. I don't know if I want to go that far, but it sure feels a lot better with what we're seeing going on in our nation now. Things are coming back to normal much faster than we anticipated, anybody anticipated, to be honest with you. And I want to talk about one of those things here. You may have heard about it, but let's discuss it. And what happened yesterday was, you heard of Doge, D-O-G-E, that's Elon Musk and his group of computer experts and other people, but they were given access to all monetary records of anything having to do with the U.S. spending money, anything. And they were still getting bucked and pushed back by the U.S. Treasury Department. Now, Trump had moved one guy in there temporarily that's been there forever, by the way, a long-term, probably one of the longest-term Washington bureaucrats ever. But he was put in place temporarily till they got things going. So yesterday, Musk and his team started going from government building to government building. Check this out. It says, Musk reveals the Treasury has been auto-paying everyone, even known terrorist groups. Now think about this. Got all these bureaucrats, and you really wouldn't need any of them if you're going to auto-pay, right? That's like a software program to where you auto-pay your insurance or whatever, right? You see what I'm saying? So what were they doing there, and how much grift have they been doing over these decades? It's very important. It says, well, Doge moves into the Treasury, triggering their longest-serving, highest-ranked career official to quit and huff. And they find that the department has essentially been auto-paying everyone, according to Elon Musk. The Doge team discovered, among other things, that payment approval officials at the Treasury were instructed always to approve payments. Now, who would have done that? Just approve them. No matter what happens, approve everything we send to you, even to known fraudulent or terrorist groups. They literally never denied a payment in their entire career. That's our taxpayer dollars. This was the biggest waste. This is why they're hitting there first. He said, this is absolutely insane, coming from Robbie Starbuck, said this is absolutely insane. How many billions or trillions have they wasted in recent years? I bet the fraud is massive. If these officers knew everything was approved, did any of their friends or family get paid fraudulently? Will likely need to be investigated. The Treasury Department's highest-ranking career official quit after a clash with aides of Elon Musk over the access to sensitive payment systems. It says David A. LeBlanc, a decades-long Treasury official who Trump named as acting secretary upon taking office last week. That's until his people get approved. He announced his retirement yesterday in an email to colleagues. According to the report, LeBlanc had a dispute with Musk's surrogates over access to the U.S. government's payment system used to disperse trillions of dollars every year. They didn't want anyone to see it. Because these guys, they need to be locked up, all assets taken from day one, put back into the Treasury or whatever. Make sure it is distributed in a way that it takes taxes off of the taxpayers in those amounts that they've wasted. And imagine why auto pay. Is that so that if they were, and they were doing a lot of fraudulent things, guys, it's the swamp, right? I walked by that building a few times. Anyway, if they were doing it for auto pay, then they could get away with it saying the computer did it. Someone programs every computer. Every AI generating system has input from human beings. So that excuse is not going to make it. And why would they not want to know? Why would everything be on auto pay? It would have had to been almost pre-approved when it was started. We're talking about the largest distributor of money in the U.S. It says LeBlanc had a dispute with the surrogates over access to the government's payment system used to disperse, again, trillions of dollars every year. The Musk surrogates are affiliated with the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, and has been asking since the election for access to the system, according to the report. The requests were reiterated after Trump's inauguration. After Trump's pick, Scott Bessent, you saw him get approved, was confirmed as Treasury Secretary on Monday. LeBlanc ceased to be acting agency head. The payment system in question is run by a handful of career officials with the Bureau of the Fiscal Service, which controls the flow of more than $6 trillion annually to households, businesses, and other entities nationwide. It includes Social Security, Medicare, federal salaries, payments to government contractors, tax refunds, grant recipients, and more. I'd like to see what the more is. The clash is the latest incident involving career deep state bureaucrats versus the Trump administration. Clash reflects an intensifying battle between Musk and the federal bureaucracy as the Trump administration nears the conclusion of its second week. A lot going on, isn't it? Very quickly. It says Musk has sought to exert sweeping control over the inner workings of the U.S. government, installing longtime surrogates at several agencies, including the Office of Personnel Management, which essentially handles federal human resources, and the General Services Administration, which manages real estate. Now, it says that he visited the GSA building on Thursday. His Department of Government Efficiency, originally conceived as a non-governmental panel, has since replaced the U.S. Digital Service. Think about it. We need businessmen that have enough money to where they don't have to be crooks to run a country that is in economic decline very rapidly, almost bankrupt. And if it were any other company that had been run like this, it would have been put out of business a long time ago. It says that unfortunately for the career bureaucrats, Trump signed an executive order instructing all agencies to ensure DOJ has full and prompt access to all unclassified agency records, software systems, and IT systems. These appear to include the Treasury payment system. It has to. If you got somebody at the top throwing trillions away, or maybe not throwing them away, giving them away to who knows who, but then you have to start at the head of the snake. It says Musk has previously slammed national debt as an existential threat to the country, while DOJ has already made progress in rooting out some of these bullcrap programs established by Democratic administrations. Now, there's a list that it's an updated data on DEI-related contract cancellations with full details. This is coming yesterday from the Department of DOJ. Let's take a look at that. It's just a small Twitter link. Now, this is from DOJ, the Department of Government Efficiency, on X or Twitter. It's got this golden dollar sign. That's what it represents. And what to us it means saving our money. Through January the 29th, 2025, 85 DEIA-related contracts totaling $1 billion have been terminated with the Department of Education, GSA, OPM, EPA, DOL, the Treasury, Department of Defense, the USDA, Commerce, DHS, VA, HAS, the state, NSF, NRC, NLRB. You'll have to pause this and look some of these up. PBGC, USAID, that's a biggie right there. They were tied in, I think, with a lot of NGO and a lot of border crossings, all of that. The RRB, the SSA, Social Security, the SBA, Small Business, BLM, which I think maybe is Bureau of Land Management, not the other BLM, the CFPB, NPS, by the way, and NOAA. These contracts, $1 billion already, and we're really at the end of 2 weeks. And the first half of almost the first week was Trump visiting Florida, visiting the Carolinas, visiting California, and having to deal with the demons to try to get them to do something to help their own people. Now, there's probably a full list of all 85 contracts that they canceled, but you'd have to go to the Department of Government Efficiency, type that in. It's on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else. And look at the other ones, but I know that National Public Broadcasting is being looked at very heavily, MPS, all of that, and then NOAA. And the NOAA deal, I'm not sure what that's about, but it could be very important. with any type of weather manipulation, contrails, or anything like that, chemtrails that's coming. I'm not sure, but when NOAA gets involved in there's probably way more waste than we know about. There's a lot of contracts that we don't know about, probably, but we're going to see. We're watching this, guys. You watch it, but again, I feel better because the targets that the Democrats were after have now risen up en masse. That's nice. It's a nice feeling. And by the way, it's sunny here. It is 12:28 p.m. Central Time, 66 degrees. Real feel 67. Most of the pups are out playing. I got one at the vet, got a hurt leg, had to have surgery right now as we're speaking. But other than that, everything's good. Guys, we're watching, you watching it. If you're sick of winning, you're going to have to just go and watch the Democrat channel. That's all I can tell you. It's a heads up, guys. Be safe.